My Jamaicanness, or I mean our Jamaicanness, is something that cannot be hidden. It stands out everywhere that we go. Now, I don't know what makes you Jamaican, but for me, it's our indomitable spirit. It cannot be beaten. It will not be overcome. Not for long. I'm standing here in Independence Park, and as we count down to our Emancipendence period, our little island will be on showcase right here for its 56th birthday. Hi, I'm Theodore Henry, and today's Jamaica Magazine program is titled Jamaica Then, Now and Beyond. Do stay with us. We have an exciting show lined up just for you.
Sunshine Jamaica, my blessed Jamaica, mighty one. Oh.
Coffee was introduced to Jamaica in 1728. Creighton Estate was established around 1765. And the Blue Mountain Range and the central region of Jamaica, which is the Grand Ridge of Jamaica, were the major coffee producing regions. Currently, we are fully certified under the Rainforest Alliance, and we are the very first entity in the Caribbean region to attain that certification. Now, the Blue Mountain Range of Jamaica is a microclimate of the island and has provided the perfect conditions for growing the Arabica coffee. A typical day in the Blue Mountain, the most sunlight is in the mornings from about 11:32 to 4 p.m. You know, this is the weather that we experience. This is a norm in the Blue Mountain. It's nothing unusual, you know, for the range to be covered with mist. And after sunset, the temperature basically goes below 20 degrees Celsius. So those are the perfect ingredients to develop high quality coffee. You know, the culture here is rich. We're an extremely creative, you know, set of people. In Jamaica, there's everything. If you're a nature lover, we have it. If you like the wetlands, we have it. You know, great coffee, you know, great food. You know, God has been good to us. You know, the God has been good to us. The universe has been good to us, you know, as a country. You know, and, this rock, I love it, man. I love it.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Jamaica's financial performance has been given a positive outlook rating by Moody's Investors Service, which is an upgrade from stable. The rating agency also maintained Jamaica's B3 long-term issuer ratings, saying the key drivers for the positive outlook were ongoing fiscal consolidation and improvement of institutional capacity and policy effectiveness. Prime Minister Andrew Holness promoted the Caribbean as a region of economic opportunities for the 5 nations that comprise BRICS as he attended the Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa grouping's 2018 summit this week.
There are economic opportunities, real economic opportunities that both the Caribbean countries and BRICS countries can exploit. And you can start in simple ways, for example, tourism. The Caribbean has probably one of the world's most advanced tourism products. But we are not at the stage where we could say that we have fully maximized our potential. There is significant potential for investments in hotels and attractions.
In the meantime, the Prime Minister signed a visa waiver agreement with Namibia this week as he visited that African nation ahead of the BRICS summit. It means Jamaicans traveling to Namibia for business or tourism will no longer require a visa. The two countries also engaged on sports and political consultation, trade, culture, and other areas of cooperation.
We have signed cooperation agreements before. We have expressed our solidarity in words. The struggle for liberation has not ended. It has merely taken on a new phase. In this phase of the struggle, you say economic emancipation. We say economic independence. Both seeks the pathway to prosperity.
Operations at the West Indies alumina company Windalco are expected to continue at least until October 23. That's when a waiver granted by the United States Office of Foreign Assets Control expires regarding sanctions against part owners of Windalco UC Russell.
We will, as always, continue to monitor the situation closely and make our best efforts to protect the workers, the environment, and the revenues to Jamaica, while keeping the interests of the community and the country in mind.
More than 1 million cruise passengers have visited the island since the start of the year. The historic milestone was achieved earlier this week, and the cruise arrivals are among close to 2.5 million tourists that have visited the country since January, contributing to 8.5% increased earnings.
That is a significant performance for any country, especially one as small as Jamaica.
About 30 persons are to be employed with the recent expansion of the Rio Nuevo Village attraction in St. Mary, which offers river rafting and kayaking. It was officially opened by Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett.
The strategic direction of my ministry is taking us to transform the sector into a product-focused one. This is the outgrowth of a global movement towards more interactive experiential tourism. More and more travelers are seeking life experiences through travel. They want to live as locals, engaging with the people of the destination they visit.
Government is increasing the budgetary support to high schools in the upcoming academic year by $435.8 million with a total allocation of $8.39 billion.
These variations facilitate the implementation of what we call our K-13 program or Early Childhood Higher Education program, ensuring that all students receive a full 7-year minimum high school education, no longer 5, but 7 as minimum for all our students, so that they will leave with a skill and improved work readiness, which are aligned to where industry requires these skills.
Infant, all-age primary and junior high schools will receive a total of $4.22 billion for operational support. And finally, at this Tuesday's sitting, the House of Representatives approved 2 motions to increase the national minimum wage and the minimum wage for industrial security guards.
The setting of the minimum wage by the minister is just a guideline to ensure that these low-income earners are not paid below a minimum standard. However, the legislation does not preclude employers from paying sums which are in excess of the minimum wage specified by Parliament.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Jamaica big all around for true. No. Now, when we talk about the influence of Jamaican culture, certain names just roll off the tongue, real easy. You have Bob Marley, you have Usain Bolt, you have Miss Lou. See now how we're preserving the legacy of one of our cultural icons.
This long time, girl, we never see you.
You're just walking up and down like my auntie Ruth, she said, keep by your mouth, the girl tree. You make your fool so Liza, pride out yourself.
I've learned that people will forget what you have said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel. Miss Lou made us feel happy, proud to be who we are.
When you're talking to me, talking Jamaican, I mean, for second, you're blind.
A wheel ride through the gate, you see, man, and all the call them call, I wouldn't look. I don't business in them cascas, for my life is open book. Oh.
On October 20, 2016, 10 years after her death in 2006, Jamaica's queen of social commentary peppered with laughter is again allowing us an unfettered view into her life. Documents she donated to the National Library of Jamaica upon her migration to Toronto, Canada in the latter years of her life have been archived and officially launched for public consumption.
Girl, let me hold you.
Memories are essential to our humanity. And as human beings, we have an innate need to remember the past.
We must record our stories, and we must preserve and protect our heritage and our history.
With the archives now at the National Library, it will facilitate keeping the memories of Miss Lou alive, and that we do not forget what she did and how she did it.
Louise Bennett was a profoundly influential figure in the development of Jamaican self-confidence.
She taught us to value the creation of our people, to accept our ways of expression, to celebrate our unique Jamaican swag and spirit, and to be confident in who we are. Therefore, Miss Lou will not and cannot be confined to our glorious past. She is still very relevant today.
Thank you.
Through this new resource, Miss Lou Archives, we get a glimpse into the life of this Jamaican cultural icon as we have never ever seen before. The Miss Lou Archives presents the personal collection of unpublished material, including photographs, recordings, diaries, letters, and drafts in her own handwriting, and other artifacts. It adds to the vast trove of works by Jamaicans and about Jamaica, which is housed here at the National Library of Jamaica.
As of today, persons researching the evolution of Jamaican literature, Jamaican language, Jamaican theatre, folklore, and the life of the Honorable Louise Bennett Coverley herself will not have done thorough enough research unless they consult these archives.
So much was donated that the newly unveiled catalogue represents only about 80% of what is available. Much more is still to be catalogued from the personal papers of Miss Lou's husband, Eric Coverley, who was himself a theatre legend.
Today, not only are we celebrating Miss Lou, but we are celebrating Eric Coverley. We have to recognize the part that he has played. He also was an extremely creative individual.
The Miss Lou and Eric Coverley Archives is located in the Special Collections Department of the National Library. The collection is organized into 10 main series, which are further divided into other sub-series.
You will be able to access it online. However, to view the documents, you will need to come to the National Library of Jamaica. Clients can consult the archive, you can make notes, but when you must acknowledge where you got the information from. In order for you to get copies, to use in a publication or any other form of reproduction, you must contact Miss Lou's estate.
Miss Lou was selfless and operated in the premise that she would not hide her talent under a bushel, but to share it not only with her fellow Jamaicans, but persons all over the world.
She was Jamaica. We didn't think she would be going anywhere. As a matter of fact, we thought she would be with you forever. And in the form of her papers, she is with us forever.
I wish not for preeminence nor grand prize in a lottery, but power to express my whims and thoughts in poetry.
Accept on madness. Accept on madness. Madness is the successor of hard work. Hard work, Miss Lou. Hard work. Therefore, if the madness is the successor of hard work, who are the maddest person here?
You're just walking up and down like my auntie Roach say. Keep by your mouth, the girl tree. You make your fool so lies, spread out yourself.
Long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand. It is a long time, girl, me never see you. Come let me hold your hand.
Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development.
Jamaica has very unique qualities. We spoke about our people, the major festivities, but there's so much more. Our food, the sights, the sounds. That's why we're inviting everybody to come, join us in celebrating Jamaica. Yes, so nice.
Living in Jamaica is an experience that you cannot put in words. There's an energy in the atmosphere that just feels good. There are so many aspects of Jamaica that I think makes it second to none. The best food, the best music, the best people. We can go on and on about the good things about living in Jamaica.
The prolific artist is one of 9 faces selected by the Jamaica Tourist Board to beckon visitors to join them in the home of all right. The Jamaica Tourist Board is banking on the reach and popularity of social media to go where they have never gone before. To connect with potential visitors, hopefully to convince them to book a trip to the island based on the stories of these personalities who will pop up on their timeline. The hashtag Join Me in Jamaica digital marketing videos, each about 90 seconds, are disseminated via the Tourist Board's social media platforms.
Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
The Songbird and Dancehall Prince join the likes of the coffee expert, the sister cooks, the hotel chef, the pudding man, the Rasta artist, and the entrepreneur.
And as we started kind of working on this and coming up with some ideas, and Join Me in Jamaica evolved, we settled on that because it's a great call to action. But it's deeper than that. It enables the people we talk with to say, why join me in Jamaica?
Name them all. Being the man, they all come here and buy their pudding. This is what we grew up on. Now, when the people come to Jamaica, everybody, as soon as they land off the plane, this is where they come. They want to taste this pudding because it's bringing them back to the old days.
You talk about scripting things or putting things together and you hope for words and magic, and then you try to get somebody to deliver that line. It's just not real. But when we hiked to the top of Blue Mountain in the rain to the top, we sit there and talk to him and his face lit up and his smile was just so infectious, and all of a sudden he comes out with, God has been good to us. The universe has been good to us. This rock, I love it.
I love it.
These videos will now populate our social space, and we'll be able to have connectivity to every corner of the world. And the language part of it, yes, we've worked on, and the technology allows instant translation.
It doesn't mean that we will not do traditional advertising anymore. Because if that is in anybody's mind, then we need to disabuse ourselves of that. In anybody's mind, then we need new space. We can reach more people in places that we could never even think of reaching them before. 1, because of costs, 2, because of logistics, 3, because it's just not profitable to do. A content-rich communication to the world about what makes Jamaica special. And who best to tell that story but some very hardcore, well-enabled, well-entrenched Jamaicans who have served Jamaica in many ways, different ways, in a very authentic way, tell their own story about why anybody should join them in Jamaica.
every Jamaican has this passionate, loving story, and we want to capture that and share it with the world, because I believe the rest of the world could learn a little bit from Jamaica. One love.
One thing we do, we love one pot. Whether it's seasoned with our personalities or bubbling with our practices, we are out of many one. And a spicy blend at that. We know fenke. Speaking of fenke, it's a Jamaican term that describes something that is of poor quality, when it's dull and lifeless. So you see, when you and your virgin buck up in the festivities of our 56th jam, make sure your greeting is a hearty one, because not enough fenke, but who we are and the milestone we're celebrating. Another thing we can appreciate about Jamaicans is our creativity. It's our ability to turn with hand make fashion that has helped to move the country forward. So as we look ahead to a bright future for Jamaica, it's only fitting that we prepare the youth with the tools they need to excel.
I was yearning for success so much that it brought me to the wrong route. I was actually incarcerated because of my actions, and that is where I got into sewing, because I had to do something to make up for the time and to keep myself active. So this program, I heard about it as soon as I was released in May 13th. So it was my ray of hope. This is my change. This is my way forward. So I come with all zeal and tenacity to go forward.
Cressy Ray is just one of the thousands of Jamaican young people whose lives are being transformed because of their engagement in the Prime Minister's Housing Opportunity, Production and Employment Hope Program.
The Hope Program is about engaging with the youth of Jamaica in a meaningful way. To give them, so it is mainly a training and apprenticeship program, if I can summarize that in a nutshell. It involves engaging young persons through, firstly, values and attitudes, or what I call core skills training. Then it gets into a skills training, a very basic skills training, and then get them to serve as an apprentice for up to 1 year, honing the skills that they would have learned.
And that is exactly the course taken by the Hope Garment Construction Corps at the Heart Trust NTA Garmix Academy.
The first phase was 2 weeks of what is called core skills training. Basically life skills training, different areas where they were taught life coping skills, punctuality, how to dress for work, how to manage their emotions, things like that.
I deserve the best things that life has to offer.
They were taken into the machine operating training, where the 100 were placed in 4 groups of 25 with 4 instructors learning to sew. The final phase will be going into production, where they will actually start making the shirts for the other persons. And you will see from the display we have over here that they're actually making shirts now.
Yes, you heard right. These students are actually making shirts for the over 15,000 participants of the Hope program.
When we started the program, the intent was to have everybody be in receipt of a shirt, Oxford type shirt, that would be to help to promote the good working ethics, including their own dress and deportment. To purchase shirts outright and to have them branded, the cost was really far too prohibitive in order to kit out the vast numbers that we're hoping to reach on the program. Then there was a suggestion to speak to Hart Garments Academy, and I found out that they had this massive facility with over 100 machines, which were generally being underutilized at the time.
Now these young garment makers are learning much more than stitching shirts for fellow Hope participants.
I'm enjoying it right now because I can make my own shirt, skirt, and now I'm dropping to make my own dress.
It is very enlightening, astounding. I didn't know it was so meticulous to make even a simple dress. You know, we look at it as just 2 pieces of fabric, but when you get down to the nitty and gritty, it has so many different calculations, but it's something I love.
Because the clothes wasn't working out for me, I tried to do jewelry making. It's going great so far because I can make my own jewelry, I can produce it, I can have my own store and selling them.
The length is from the waist to the ground.
And none of this would be possible without the team of hard-working instructors on hand.
At first, I didn't know anything about sewing. Then, basically, getting the steps from our instructors, and they're teaching us step by step, so you get everything and understand. And at this stage where I'm at, I'm proud of myself, because if I didn't came here, I wouldn't know to do nothing at all.
The teachers, trust me, they work hard. It's not easy dealing with us as young adults, so they work hard. And what I love about them, it's not just about passing for them. It is about sitting down with the person, making sure they understand. So I give the teachers 2 thumbs up.
They help me a lot because I give them most of them problem. And there is not an instructor here who don't know me. Because I walk around and I ask questions, how to do my shirt, and they all helped me. It don't make no sense to stay home and sit down and I look for somebody to give something when you can come out, learn a skill, and can do something for yourself.
It doesn't matter what background you're from or where you're from. Just come with an open mind and willing to learn. And once you're willing, you'll go a long way because there's hope for you.
For more information on the Garment Construction Corps or the HOPE program, call or visit a National Youth Service or Heart Trust NTA office. Toll free 1-888-432-7868 or email info@heart-nta.org.
As we close the magazine for today, I leave you with this quote from our first national hero, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. And it says, "A people without the knowledge of their past history, origin, and culture is like a tree without roots." So in all the celebrations next week and beyond, be mindful of our rich heritage and all that contributes to the niceness found here at home. You can watch this and other programs on our website, www.jis.gov.jm, and be sure to stop by our social media pages on Instagram, Facebook, and our YouTube page where all our programs can be found. I'm Theodore Henry. Walk good.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.